What's up guys, it's Sam. Today I have a zit. So yeah, it's actually, this is it getting better. This is my zit getting better. It was kind of like Mount Rushmore before. So today I'm going to be trying out the Cake and Bake sponge. I'm going to be using the sponge and I'm going to be using some of Benefit's new products. They're Boiing concealers. They just came out with 5 new ones of these. There's the hydrating concealer, the industrial strength concealer, the brightening concealer, and the airbrush concealer. So I got like that pencil case that came with a little mini version of all of them. I'm gonna use as many of them as I can without packing on too much product. We're gonna be using both of these to try to cover up this zit. And then at the very end of the video, I'm going to be giving away one of the Cake and Bake sponges. So let's see how it works. So I'm gonna go wet this and I'll be right back. Right, so I just wet the sponge. It feels so different than a beauty blender. Like, I love my beauty blenders, so I'm really excited to see how this works, because like I don't like any of the other dupes for like makeup sponges. This one's like so soft. It's like almost like velvety. It's weird. It was pretty hard when I got it before, but like it gets really soft and damp. So let's try it. Oh, it's in my nose. I think I'm going to start off with the Industrial Strength concealer. I'm going to use this to try to cover up that zit. Right, I guess I can use the sponge for that. I mean, I think it's supposed to be like pretty much for anything. So I'm going to use like one of the little corners. Just rubbing it in there. Get a little product on it. I don't think it's gonna work for that. I think it's just too wet that it's not covering. So I just don't think this concealer is meant to be put on with like any type of beauty blender or like a wet sponge. So I'm just gonna use this little concealer brush. I mean, it's obviously not blended or anything. Like, I couldn't walk out the door like this, but it definitely, like, you can't see the redness. It covers it. So we're just gonna have to see how it looks after I try to blend on some foundation. But actually first, I'm gonna go in with the airbrush concealer. And I am gonna try to use this for that. Right, I'm gonna cover up some other areas that need some concealing. Ooh. See this, I like this one. I think the best out of all of them. It really just covers everything up nicely. And it doesn't feel too heavy. This one definitely can be applied with a sponge. I think out of all of them, the airbrush concealer is definitely my favorite. It just covers up things really nicely. Now I'm going to use this to put on my foundation over top. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. And this is the one with like the little spatula, and I don't like putting it directly on my face. I feel like I get like bacteria in there. So I'm gonna put it on the sponge. I'm gonna use that same side just because I'm gonna use all like liquid products on that side. Start blending this in. I like how I can really get in the eye area. Just feels so much different than a beauty blender. I haven't decided yet if I like it. I'm gonna need some more product for my forehead. Looks like it blended it pretty nicely. I don't know if it's necessarily for foundation. The back said it's good to conceal or bake. So I'm just trying to do everything with this. Let's see. It's like the beauty blender comes to a really small point, so like it's not like this covers like a large portion of my head. I feel like I'm gonna like, oh, look how it fits right there. Okay. It's just kind of large. But I guess you could use the side. It's got a lot of like corners and stuff. Do people use like this side? Like the large side? I just don't see what I would use that for. because like that's my whole face. But it really blends product in very well. The shape, I just don't think it's shaped to do foundation, even though like this is a pretty good size for the large areas of your face. Just other than that, like, I don't know. The zit isn't covered too well. So I think I like their erase paste better than the industrial strength one. I am gonna try to go over it with the airbrush concealer, just because I think I like that a little better. Let's see how it looks. I think that looks a little better actually. I'm not a fan of the industrial strength one. I am gonna use the, let's see. I usually like to use Shape Tape to brighten my under eye, but I've not used the brightening concealer yet. Ooh, I don't like the color of that. I can't really even get my finger in there, but this is a smaller one. I'll just use a brush to get some product out. Oh, it's like salmon. This definitely would need to go on before your foundation, because like that's just a weird color. From what I've used and seen, I recommend the airbrush one. I think it's really great. I don't think I like the industrial strength one. The hydrating one, I really like if you're just going for like a very sheer coverage, something that, it is hydrating. It has like the concealer in the middle and then like the moisturizing part around it. And I actually really like it. I usually don't like concealers like that. Yeah. Alright, let's see how that sponge works for my Shape Tape. I like don't know, I want to use like powder on this side, so should I just keep using this side? I guess so. See, this is what it's a good shape for. It's a good shape for doing this stuff. Like, look at that. Done. That's what these sides are good for. You just get the whole thing at once. Yeah, definitely better for this stuff, like highlighting and whatnot. Even though this area is kind of hard, like I don't know what side to use for like right here. And I don't want it to be like a little box. Okay. It's a little more difficult on my nose. Oh, this way. This way down your nose. You kind of just have to like play with it and see what works best for you. Like what side. Alright. Why isn't it moving? I don't know, I feel like for this part it'd still be better off with my beauty blender. I feel like it takes a lot longer than the beauty blender with like the liquid products. So let's see how this works with the powder. That's what I'm excited for. Because this is the Cake and Bake Sponge. This is for baking. Start baking under the eyes. Woo! Yes! Okay, my beauty blender doesn't do that. It doesn't like really bake the product on like that. This is what I'm gonna be using it for. This is what I'm excited for. This is what we're all excited for. This is what we've been waiting for. You ready? That was so fun! Am I supposed to do that after my contour? A little bit on the nose and around here. Yes, 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 yes. If you're thinking about getting a sponge for foundation stuff, I wouldn't say this one. But if you're trying to get a good one to bake, this is the sponge for you. It's the Cake and Bake Sponge, I mean. Duh. Right, now we're gonna contour using my Cheek Braid palette and using a little bit of Hoola and Hoola Light. Right above where I used that sponge. It's like a good guide for where to put those. But I do feel like this is supposed to go first. Oh well, we'll live. Wish I had somewhere to go. I love my ColourPop brushes. If you haven't seen my video yet, I guess I'll put it like there or something. It's me reviewing them and the new ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I mean, I can't bake all day. Probably find a brush away now. I mean, I don't like the line there too harsh, so I'm trying to blend it out a little. But like, it definitely does the job. B minus, no. A B for foundation, A plus for bacon. This thing does what it says it's supposed to do. So there you go. I'm not gonna do my eye makeup because that's for a different video that I'm gonna do right after. So I'm just gonna look a little weird for the rest of this video. There's going to be a link in the description for the giveaway for this. Just a little mini one, just so y'all can cake and bake with me. Not international. The only thing you have to do is be subscribed. Other ways to enter after you click the link. The end date will be there as well. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.